Alright. Should be back. Happened to the internet? I have no clue. Just kind of died. Should be back. Although I might have to nuke Twitch.
Now, should I put the playhouse near those books?
It's fine for now, though. But 2 weeks until I'm on break. Try this again. Already farther than last time. A man lies in the grass just outside of town. He's strumming a guitar and humming to himself.
Ah, this is the life. A warm, beautiful night, a cold drink, and no one but me and the stars in the sky. Maybe I'll just lay here till morning.
The young Xena soldier, his eyes hazy from intoxication. He races fast to the twinkling stars above. When the request, maybe after the story's finished, depending on how long's left.
A good night with good drinks! I wish every day could be like this.
A dark figure looms over him, but in the blurred vision he can't make out who it is.
Hey, buddy, you're blocking my view.
Twinkle.
Huh? Are you stargazing?
Soldier blinks. He knows that voice.
Has anyone ever told you that you sound awfully like Lieutenant Lilia? The rider of Red 38? Heard of her? No one can fly like her.
Of course.
Soldier concentrates, getting the figure's face a little more into focus.
Oh my... You even look like her!
Keep playing dumb, and I'll show you what it's like to have her kick your ass.
Soldier's drunken eyes finally focus to see Lilia herself, a look of displeasure on her face. He stumbles to his feet, dropping the flask in his hand on the way up. Tries to salute, but almost falls flat on his face in the attempt.
Lieutenant Lilia! Airman First Class Andreas, at your service.
Luckily, he managed to complete the wobbly salute.
Are you the warehouse guard?
She looks at the soldier doubtfully.
Yes, ma'am!
Few words would so eagerly admit the declaration of their duties. In a way, he possesses exceptional courage.
On your feet, soldier. My Red 38 is in your warehouse for maintenance, and I need you to remove the gravity ritual from it.
Gravity ritual?
If you don't understand what I'm saying, go get someone who does. I need it today.
Soldier ponders, slowed by his inebriation. Just as Lilia is about to lose her patience, the soldier's eyes light up.
Oh, right. The gravity ritual. Yes, I know. Please, come with me. I'll take you to the warehouse.
Are you certain you can undo the ritual?
Yes, ma'am.
Didn't cause
They made
chaos.
sure I got the hang of it before they took off. Leave it to me.
Lead the way, soldier.
Stand side by side in the factory, the wooden crate before them.
Open it.
Oh, I remember this package. I thought it was some kind of joke or someone with the same name as you sent the package. Who would have thought that you'd come to Texas yourself?
Rambles on, Lilia's patience coming to an end.
Hurry up, soldier. Open the crate, now.
Ma'am, I know you want to do this quick, but I haven't been authorized to undo this incantation.
If you can't do it, find me someone who can. I won't say it a third time.
Truth be told, there's no one else to turn to. I'm the only one left. I was made an airman first class to do this job. I was still in training before this, you see.
He proudly pats his chest.
The others were either transferred back to headquarters or just left. I don't know where they are now. But since they entrusted me with such an important task, I'm sure I have a bright future ahead of me.
Lilia's patience has officially run out.
You just said you aren't authorized, not that you don't have the ability, alright? I have two options for you. One, remove the ritual now. Or two, I beat your ass and then you remove the ritual.
Well...
Choose! No more gibbering.
Lied on his resume and still got the job. She ready as her fist.
I picked the second one.
Huh?
She is genuinely confused.
You see, I'm happy to get rid of the ritual for you, but I can't do it on my own initiative. I'm only an airman first class. I can't make decisions about this stuff. So, you have to beat me up to avoid future inquiries. One day, after I'm promoted, I'll be able to better assist you, ma'am. I mean, you're the best pilot I've ever seen. I even made a scrapbook of the reports on your flights.
I don't think this dude's ever getting promoted. Before he can finish what he's saying, Lilia's already clocked him.
Alright, no screaming, soldier. Let's do this.
Each hit seems to clear his head a little more. By the time his face is completely swollen, he has snapped back to reality.
Stop! Stop! This is plenty to prove my innocence. I'll undo the ritual now.
He squats down and performs the necessary movements around the crate. Flash of light and the crate opens.
Oof. You almost blinded me there.
She eagerly grabs the red 38 and feels the familiar touch of its cold metal in her palm.
Thanks, soldier. There's one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know why Zeno pulled out of here so suddenly?
He squints, trying to remember.
They said it was an order from the top.
The top.
And that's all I was told. But word is, it was because Admiral Igor got real mad about the video leak of the vacuum bomb. But that's just a rumor. Ever since the evacuation, strange things have started to happen.
Such as?
We started getting visitors from this group called the Order of Enlightenment. And now, the farmers have stopped tending their fields. The cattle and sheep have been abandoned in the wilderness. All the townsfolk do now is go to these gatherings, hoping that the sufferer will bring them eternal joy. I don't know who this sufferer is, but he ain't doing any good here.
Where do those people stay? In the town?
It's a ways away, I think.
Soldier struggles to recall.
A place called Tuesday's Motel.
Berlin, Vertin! I have to go back!
She grasps the red 38 with both hands, the cool grooves of the metal settling into her grasp.
Let's get out of here, girl!
With victorious stance, she mounts the red 38. The silver light traces an arc in the sky as the pilot leaves the factory and disappears into the night.
Safe travels, ma'am!
The young soldier calls out after her, his voice soon swallowed by the night. Short distance flights are no challenge for Lilia. She lands near the motel, guided by its glowing sign. Shadows of these trees around it look like hunched human figures.
Choose this motel.
She locks onto her destination and is about to proceed when she feels something tap on her shoulder from behind.
Hello. Can you give me a ride?
I can't help you. Ask someone else.
Can you give me a ride?
I said I can't help you.
The repeated questions are getting on her nerves, so he swivels around ready to give the questioner a piece of her mind, but freezes on the spot. It's a girl wearing an outdated outfit. Face has no discernible features, like it's been smoothed over with cement.
Can I have some chocolate?
Faceless girl holds out a candy wrapper.
I met a kind man who gave me some chocolate. I've never tasted anything so sweet.
The hell? Stay away from me!
Can I have that candy? More! I want more!
She opens her mouth wide, revealing a row of razor-sharp teeth.
Stop asking me for candy! This isn't Halloween, idiot!
Program activated.
Now wait for this.
Oh, please. I know how to use it. A bloody handprint on broken glass.
Hold on. Psychiatrist at work.
A real troublemaker of a guest, aren't you?
Charging.
A simple
Loading.
talking click.
Barrage.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
The light that illuminates all.
More than 2 rounds this time. Never mind, still 2 rounds.
Perfect service, just like always. Hey.
The pilot relaxes her poised fist when she recognizes the person in front of her.
It's you.
Are you alright? You look pale.
You shouldn't sneak up on people like that. I could have hurt you.
My apologies. But you're safe now that you're at the motel. No need to be frightened.
BMW. That is a lot of letters that I do not understand in that sequence. Please do not disturb. Argus presses the speakerphone again on the telephone. Familiar tapping sound comes from the other end of the line.
Help. B-A-A. Is that the sound of a sheep?
You noticed it too, huh? Ain't no way that's a human on the other end. It's gotta be some kind of animal.
Animal?
Based on those sounds and the tracks and the dust, I figure it's something small, like a...
She stops.
One sec, boss.
She fishes something out of her pocket and pops it into her mouth.
Picrasma candy? Using your arcane skill so frequently must be tiring. You should take a break.
The job ain't done yet. Far too early to rest. Don't worry, boss. It's just a condition that runs in my family. No biggie.
What are its side effects?
Boss, you expect a merc to reveal her weakness? We ain't that close yet. One thing I can tell you, though, is that I suffer the side effects as long as my eyes are open. Luckily, I've got cutting-edge technology at my disposal.
She holds up the candy between her fingers.
They're safe, efficient, and most importantly, satisfy my sweet tooth.
They may be called candy, but they're actually medicine and ought to be used following medical instructions. You should know that.
Give me a break, boss. What do doctors know about my life? I use these candies whenever I need them. Ain't that the whole point?
But
Same person who crashed because they were driving without headlights. Well, they were driving with headlights, they just can't really see in the dark. Argus motions for her to be quiet.
Shh. Did you hear that?
hear what?
Argus lowers her voice.
A heartbeat. Right outside the door. Someone's eavesdropping on us.
She crouches down. With a faint clink, she loads her shotgun. She swiftly turns the door handle. The eavesdropping girl nearly falls forward into the room as the door swings open.
Care to explain why you're here, Ms. Kimberly? Just how obsessed are you with Mr. Stefan, huh? Even now, after his death?
Oh, no, it's not what you think. I was just looking for my toy and it just so happens.
Toy? You know, it ain't my style to point a gun at an unarmed person, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Especially when they're speaking with a forked tongue. 5.
I told you, I was just looking for something.
4.
Are you joking? Why won't you believe me?
She stomps her feet anxiously, making the floor tremble a little.
3.
I didn't.
She closes her eyes as if she has made a decision.
1.
She pulls the trigger. Bullet flies past Miss Kimberly's ear. Her face turns pale as she curls up, desperately trying to make herself smaller.
Don't kill me! Don't kill me, please! I didn't do anything!
Her fingers tremble unconsciously as black claws extend from her fingertips. She looks at the claws in shock, quickly turning them into her chest, and looks nervously
I
at
saw
two
the
of
name
them.
Kimberly in Matilda's report. I thought it was just a coincidence, but now I realise it wasn't. Miss Kimberly, you're a member of Manus Vindictae, aren't you?
I swear, I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was follow my partner like the people in black told me to.
Who's your partner?
I'm hungry. All the time. So hungry. Oh, how I envy the likes of you. You can store your food in so many ways. You have enough bread and water in your barns to last an entire winter. Your pastures are full of meat and dairy products. But my food... I promise, all I'm trying to do is get back what I lost.
There's no need to be afraid. We won't hurt you, as long as you tell me the name of your partner.
Miss Kimberly's eyes start around.
If I tell you her name, will you let me go?
That depends on your sincerity.
She's called Miss Grace.
What's your purpose here?
I don't know. Those people in black told me to follow Miss Grace's orders, but she hasn't asked me to do anything since we got here. She must be hiding something from me, but I couldn't care less. I just want to eat.
He speaks earnestly, but in the other hand pulls something out of her pocket. She gives a sly smile and crushes the item in her hand, releasing a veil of thick black smoke.
You annoying little brats can catch me in your dreams.
She's casting a teleport ritual. Argus, your assistant. We can't let her get away.
Every color in the hand. This way, please.
Just
A bloody
this
handprint
again.
on broken glass.
Oh,
Glass
don't stare at it for too long.
It's for your safety. Can really do that to a powerful maid?
Shell. Damaged.
Charging.
Oh, please. I know how to use it.
A real troublemaker of a guest,
Target
aren't you?
confirmed.
I will be watching you.
Incredibly difficult boss fight.
And now to return to my long-term...
Final burst of smoke, Miss Kimberly vanishes.
She disappeared fast.
At least now we can draw some conclusions.
Skip
Manus
it.
Vindictae has set their eyes on this motel.
Had to have been at least one plot
Under
twist.
the name of the Order of Enlightenment, they used this place as a base and conducted some failed ritual experiments before they left.
Manus Vindictae. I've heard of them. That infamous group of arcanists.
She looks worried.
If Kayla falls into their hands, things won't turn out well, will they?
I wouldn't worry too much. They usually only target pure-blooded arcanists.
Alright, that's a relief. Kayla's bloodline is 100% human.
But why would Manus Vindictae choose to come here specifically? What are they trying to do?
Conversation continues under the neon lights of the motel.
I was worried you wouldn't be able to make your way back, so I lit the porch light for you. Oh, but how annoying that these moths keep fluttering around.
Cut the crap, lady. Where's Vertin? Take me to her.
I rarely turn on this light. My baby never gets lost, you see.
She gives a faint smile.
But a young, spirited child such as yourself always needs a light to lead the way. Am I right? To the weary traveler, this light is a shelter. To a child, it's a mother. And to you, what does this light mean to you?
Maid's face flushes red.
No matter who they are, people need a light to shine through the darkness, to chase away their fears. Don't you agree?
Are you a member of the Order of Enlightenment?
Order of Enlightenment? Oh, you mean those troublesome guests?
Not just a scary woman. Scary woman's always
Yes.
trustworthy. Maid ignores her question and continues talking to herself.
I don't like them one bit. They've scribbled all over the place and made a mess of the rooms. They hurt my baby. Oh, my poor baby. Shh, don't be scared. Everything's all right now.
She gently comforts the child in her arms, patting the swathing cloth softly.
Are they still here?
Oh, of course. They made an offer that I couldn't refuse. After all,
How much did they pay you?
oh, you are naive, my sweet child. There are countless things in this world that money can't buy. A traveler can't buy the sudden appearance of a hotel at just the right time. A crying child can't buy the comforting embrace of their mother. And I can't buy that thrilling satisfaction brought by sweet darkness.
Definitely trustworthy. Maid's neurotic muttering is getting on Lilia's nerves.
Enough of your endless rambling. I can't waste any more time talking to you. I can't.
With every blink, Lilia's sight becomes increasingly blurred. You can just about make out the maid's smile. One FNAF 2 and one try and nice.
Sleep tight. Just leave everything to the adults.
And welcome Stream Blizzard.
Yes. What a good child you are.
She flips the sign on the door to do not disturb. Game about story game. The Girl and the Hound. Eyes forward, Argus. Don't look back.
Found his medication prescription. And, oh. Is this his notebook?
She pulls the crumpled piece of paper from her pocket.
Huh. Just as expected, boss. This motel ain't what it seems to be. Ain't no way that letter was written by Stefan. Take a look. The writing in this letter is delicate and slender, while the writing in this notebook is total chicken scratch. Even a blind person could tell they're written by two different people.
Stefan didn't write the letter, so it's very likely that the person who sent it wasn't Stefan either.
The maid suddenly comes to mind.
And this?
She picks up a stack of bound papers from the table.
Ugh, I hate numbers. I'll leave this one to you, boss.
It appears to be Mr. Stefan's records of his daily expenses, along with some notes. Cigarettes, alcohol, and a significant amount of psychiatric medication. It says he was tormented by his hallucinations day after day, so he had to increase his dosage. And it says he saw a room numbered 707 here.
The motel only has 2 floors. There can't be a room starting with 7. Did he describe it at all?
He said the room had a bright red door that seemed completely out of place.
Maybe it was just one of his hallucinations.
There's a flash of red in the hallway.
No, it's not that. He also saw all kinds of things. A pair of twins in the hallway, long hair hanging from the ceiling, and he saw Barbara, but assumed she was another hallucination.
Small sheep's head is scratched on the paper.
This proves that Barbara's been to the motel. Which means...
Well, I'm sorry to say that I've never met an arcanist with the head of a sheep. I can help you ask around if you...
Slowly turning into a horror story? 'Cause that's the point of this update.
Why did she lie to
spooky.
me?
Argus interrupts her thoughts.
So, did you find anything useful from the expense record?
I need to talk to the maid.
Hold your horses. We haven't searched the washroom yet. You should never skip the bathroom. Ain't you seen The Godfather? Michael Corleone grabs his gun from behind a toilet tank.
She pushes open the bathroom door as she speaks. I do not trust you anymore. Why would you say such a thing? Very trustworthy. Bathroom mirror is surrounded by half-burned candles. She holds out a hand to signal a stop. Moves closer and knocks on the mirror. Copper frame gives a hollow echo. Vivid feminine scream flash across the mirror, and an ivory face appears in its reflection.
Argus. Argus. You've come to me.
Do you know her?
Argus doesn't respond. Her eyes are locked in the mirror as if lost in a daze.
Argus. Argus. Argus.
Faint voice echoes around the bathroom like waves crashing repeatedly against the shore.
It's not possible.
Argus' silence gives rise to a bold speculation.
Is that Kayla?
No, there's no way that's her. If you knew Kayla like I do, you'd say the same. This distorted reflection in the mirror's probably a result of the excessive arcanum in this motel. A ritual similar to Bloody Mary used to be quite popular among the kids in this town. If you look into a mirror at exactly midnight, the spirit within will morph into the shape of the person you desire most. But if you respond to the spirit's call, it will drain your soul from your body.
I always thought those were just myths.
So did I. But after all the strange things I've seen, I've become less surprised. These spirits feed on the energy of our souls. That's why you should never trust a word they say. The people who are tricked by them fall into a kind of trance, and some, like Mr. Stefan, go crazy. I wonder what he saw in the mirror. Anyway, I won't repeat his mistake.
She raises her shotgun, ready to fire.
For mercs like me, the deepest despair ain't external danger. It's internal hesitation. If some pale imitation makes me hesitate so easily, then how can I claim to be able to protect others? You've got to be able to stand your ground. A cunning criminal would use every excuse to defend themselves in court, and a scheming spy would wear all kinds of disguises to gather information on the enemy. That's why we've got to stay sharp. When it comes down to it, we only have our own two legs to stand on. Mercs ain't philosophers. Once a merc starts pondering morals, justice, and ethics, they're digging their own grave. For a merc, the mission objective is the only thing that matters. Overthinking don't bring nothing but disaster and destruction. That's why it won't fool me.
Her gaze is steady. Memories flash by, distant and playful. Laughing and running in those grassy fields.
The folks on the ranch adored little Kayla. She was the apple of all their eyes. How dare this ugly imitation?
She forcefully loads the shotgun. She aims her gun squarely at the mirror. My bit rate.
Here's my response.
Happy to lend a hand.
But now wait for
This
her
is
turn.
I can click. Would you care to lie down? At your service. Oh, please, I don't have to use it. I will be watching you.
Faraday's miracle.
Go only 2 rounds.
Come back! I need your feedback on our session.
Argus, you've come to me.
Let this serve as a reminder to remain vigilant. If there were a deceitful spirit of the year
Thanks, Bloody
award,
Mary.
I'm sure that would win.
Don't worry about it. The churning stomach. Again, again, and again.
Stefan Garcia, a Xeno captain, 36 years old. For unknown reasons, likely connected to Manus Vindictae, he moved into this motel. He attempted to make contact with Xeno several times, all of which failed. During his stay, he was tortured by increasingly intense hallucinations, delusion, and fear. And as a result,
he committed suicide. And that's everything the evidence shows.
Chaotic clues are rolling in the mind like a churning stomach.
no. We must have overlooked something. A military officer killing himself. A phone call asking for help in Morse code. Not to mention Manus Vindictae.
Where's this going, boss?
We've encountered a series of bizarre events, one after another, ever since we arrived at this motel. The rituals in the rooms, the officer that went mad, the spirit in the mirror, and Manus Vindictae. Only one person remains uninvolved.
Are you trying to say that she's the mastermind behind all this?
She should know more about all this than anyone. Yet she feigns ignorance at every turn, which is suspicious in its own right.
But what's there for a motel housekeeper to gain from all this? It's not like these spooky scandals would attract more guests. Unless someone else is pulling the strings. But that don't make much sense either, does it? When all these unusual things happened, she was happy to stand by and watch. But by whose orders? Some larger, more mysterious organization? Give me a break.
What if she doesn't desire money or power?
So what you're saying is that you need to ask Little Miss Maid a couple more questions.
Precisely.
Argus sighs.
That spirit morphed into Kayla, so it must have seen her face at some point. Which means that at one time, Kayla was in this room. And you're right. Tuesday's definitely not a run-of-the-mill motel maid. It wouldn't be wise to approach her rashly. Let me finish up here first. Then we can go question her together.
All right.
After a moment, Argus shakes her head in disappointment.
Nope. I got nothing. Let's go find that maid. I have a few questions for her myself.
She makes her way across the room and opens the door. She freezes.
Where'd the body go?
Corpse that had been lying in the hallway has vanished, leaving only a pool of blood on the floor.
Ain't no signs of dragon neither. Who and how?
Ringing echoes to the doorway.
The phone again. What do you think? Should we answer it? I bet it's another one of those prank calls.
Those weren't prank calls. Someone was sending a distress signal in Morse code.
She picks up the receiver and presses the speaker button.
Could you tell me what year it is now?
A soft voice plays through the speaker.
Who's this?
This is Barbara.
May they be blessed. With their child lamb, they still deserve deliverance. Give me nightmares anytime. The voice on the other end continues.
Wonderful. I can talk over the phone now. The wind must still be wandering nearby.
That's good to hear. Are you an editor for Atu?
There's a sigh of relief.
Yes, miss, I am. But before we continue our conversation, could you please tell me what year it is now?
1990.
I see.
The frail voice steadies.
Miss Barbara, can I meet you in person?
You want to meet me?
Yes. I'm Vertin, the timekeeper of the St. Pavlov Foundation. I was sent to ask you about Erd's whereabouts. But you don't seem to be in a favorable situation right now.
Miss Burton, I couldn't possibly locate Erd's whereabouts. The whispers of the wind can't reach this room.
The whispers of the wind.
Yes, it's a special form of communication.
Right. Well, is there anything I can do to help you rebuild this line of communication?
Let me first explain the situation to you. Here are a few things I'm certain of. First, this isn't an ordinary motel. It possesses some kind of supernatural life force. Before checking in, I interviewed some of the residents nearby. They all mentioned eerie rumors centered around the motel these past few months.
Yes, we've encountered some bizarre events here, like real-life urban legends.
Second, I'm now trapped in a red room. This room is in the same motel as yours. What's different is that it blocks all forms of communication. I couldn't get the room to open, and my voice didn't reach through the phone. That wasn't until a gunshot broke this intangible restraint. This small room contracted violently, and now I can communicate with the outside world. At first, I thought it was an earthquake, but the contracted space soon returned to normal. Earthquakes can't do that, can they?
Staying in a motel on winter break.
Before this happened,
Hopefully
were
not
you
this
using
one.
spiders to communicate with the world outside?
Yes, I was. As luck would have it, there are many spiders here. Thanks to the prevalence of spiders in urban legends, I assume.
You can hear the sound of pages being turned from one end. We can hear the sound of pages being turned from the other end of the telephone.
There's some paranoia about spiders living in hair. It originated in a sermon from 13th century England. A woman was always late to Mass because she spent too much time styling her hair. Eventually, a devil attached itself to her hair in the form of a spider. Yes, they delivered messages for me in their own peculiar way. Being completely
Exactly like this
isolated
one.
from the outside world
I
greatly
try not to get
unsettled me.
murdered.
It reminded me of that terrible phenomenon.
Takes a few light breaths.
Fortunately, that wasn't the case.
But you're still trapped in that room, right?
Yes, the door's gone. I can't get out from the inside.
How did you get in there in the first place? Or rather, who brought you into that room?
Well, who else could it be? The maid named Tuesday.
Just as I expected.
Wait.
But be aware of any maids named after a day of the week.
You're the driver who left me on the road, right? I remember your voice.
Yeah, it's me. I actually changed my mind and turned back to get you, but you were gone by the time I arrived. I guess that's when you came to this motel, right?
Tuesday saw me and invited me here.
Oh.
Did you want to ask me something?
Have you seen a girl of about 5'3" here? In a white dress, curly chestnut-colored hair, green eyes, small hands.
I may have seen her. When I first arrived, I saw a girl who matched your description coming down the hallway. She was carrying an empty basket. I presumed that she'd been shopping in the town nearby. If I recall correctly, she didn't check out.
Thank you.
She slumps her shoulders and the light in her eye dims. She says no more.
How can we find this room?
It's just in the hallway, number 707. Look for a door covered in red.
Looks like the phone got disconnected.
So Barbara's in that room that Stefan saw, number 707. I'm going to find it. What about you? Heading into town for Kayla?
After a brief silence, Argus speaks.
I did notice a weird spot in the hallway earlier. The maid's footprints were going back and forth like there was an entrance there. But I didn't see no signs of a door.
She scratches her head with the barrel of her gun.
I wouldn't be surprised if you died by your own gun one day.
That'd be a memorable way to go. All right, enough kidding around.
She perks up.
Our little Miss May tried so very hard to hide Barbara from us, but I guess the lamb's out of the bag now.
Yes, it's all crystal clear now. Let's go.
Hold up a sec, boss.
She bites her lip.
Do you have any candies? I'm running on fumes here, and I ain't got no way to replenish my stash.
Asking for help seemed very difficult for her. She pulls a few pieces of candy from her pocket and places them in Argus's palm.
Us and Barbara will be out of here soon. And you'll find some candy and Kyla in town.
Front desk call. Dial the number. Service swiftly follows. A good motel should offer nothing less. In the center of the red room stands a snow-white crib. Hanging curtains sway lightly like pulsing veins. Narcinthus with the head of a sheep stands there, silently observing the translucent fabric. Footsteps draw closer, but she doesn't turn to face them.
Are you not satisfied with my services?
No matter what, you shouldn't have cut the phone off.
Maid withdraws her hand from the telephone's hook switch with a hint of an apology.
Nor should you have isolated me from the outside world. Because you should know better than anyone what that means.
Why should I? All I know is that a poor, helpless child like you shouldn't be alone on the roadside. Where's your mother? Didn't she tell you to be careful?
She sighs softly.
You really don't remember anything, do you?
What do you mean? What do you think I should remember?
Well, clearly it doesn't matter now. This motel's well decorated. Did you do all this yourself?
The maid smiles.
Are all children like this? Always talking in circles to draw Mama's attention. Oh, but these innocent words make them all the more adorable.
I am not a child.
That's exactly what a child would say.
She yields helplessly.
I've always felt a familiarity with you, like I've known you for a long time. Can you tell me about it? Why were you out here on Route 77 all alone? Maybe I can help you.
Have you heard of Utu?
Oh, I have. It's a magazine about fashion, trends, and the avant-garde. My brother loved that magazine, but my father found it unacceptable. To think his eldest son would read those softies magazines instead of working on the farm. Fashion, trends, disco. These aren't things a Texan man should pursue, at least according to my father. In the end, my father destroyed all my brother's disco records, along with his plane ticket to Los Angeles.
Perhaps that's for the best. He avoided the riots.
Huh?
Nothing. So, what do you think?
She's treating the maid as an interview subject, the woman behind the legend. The case is not to be missed.
Me?
She looks somewhat surprised.
Why should I have any opinion?
Let me rephrase that. What impact has this had on you?
Oh,
Tuesday ponders for a moment, then shakes her head.
but what happened between them has nothing to do with me, does it? These were the choices they made.
She purrs her lips, her face flushed.
When I first arrived, a local resident told me not to stay at Tuesday's motel. He said his aunt went mad soon after she stayed here.
The windows rattle gently, emanating a faint sound.
I remember that lady. Her head was so large. It reminded me of those stories of people with deformities. So I had her watch a freak show at midnight. Sadly, she didn't seem to enjoy it.
Harvester stands up in the distance. Sound of an engine fills the room.
At this time of year, the farmers run their combine harvesters on the fields non-stop. The harvest is a joyful time of year, but the accompanying noise always frightens the children. Have you heard the stories of how naughty children get too close to harvesters and get caught in them, losing a hand or even a head? Fields, machinery, children with severed limbs. These stories are exactly what my motel's missing.
The window rattling grows more frantic.
Oh, my baby's calling. Please excuse me. I don't want another temper tantrum on my hands. Apologies, my fluffy little child. I look forward to our next conversation. Talking to you always brings me inspiration. But the motel's been too busy lately. It's starting to get on my nerves.
Scary women are always trustworthy. Maid speaks slowly, her face flushed again. Your cough is weak, like a sickly child's.
Oh, see, this is what I mean. How could I bear to send you out on your own? You'll stay right here in this cozy little room until you're fully recovered.
I don't need this special treatment of yours. Staying here won't cure my illness.
Just get some sleep. You'll come to your senses after a good rest. I'll see you soon.
The maid lightly steps out of the room. Barbara watches as the door vanishes. He looks at the pool of blood in the hallway where the officer's body once was.
How many times have I told you not to eat things off the floor?
The bundle in her arms suddenly lets out a strange cry.
There. Don't cry, sweetheart.
Anything pleases the palate.
Is this the spot?
Sure is shooting.
Hallway looks identical to any other.
Look, these footprints. They're less than 10 minutes old.
But where's the door to room 707? I can sense some energy fluctuations nearby, but they're definitely not from arcane skills.
She presses her palm against the wall.
What else could produce such intense energy?
Oh, can I help you with something?
The maid's voice comes unexpectedly from behind them.
Miss Tuesday, I've got a question for you.
She stares intently at the maid, her gaze sharp as if she's finally caught the scent of her
Do
prey.
you know how to get to room 707?
707?
Yup. What I've been looking for might just be in that room.
I'm usually more than happy to satisfy the requests of my guests, as long as it's within my power. But this one crosses the line.
Shame. Looks like negotiations are over. And thence we came forth to see again the stars.
Using arcane skills so frequently is bad for your eyes. Didn't your family ever tell you that?
The voice carries genuine concern.
So you knew what we were doing all along.
Of course. You weren't exactly subtle in your actions. What did you expect? But you've reached your limit now. 3.
What's that supposed to mean?
2.
Screw this. Your mind games won't work on me.
1.
Very trustworthy. The light in the mercenary eyes goes out in an instant. Her eyes widen.
Huh? Who turned the lights off?
The hallway lights are as bright as ever.
The lights are still on, dear.
Marcus doesn't respond. He pulls a candy from her pocket. Her hands tremble slightly, causing to fall slip from her grasp and fall to the floor with a crack. She picks it up and places it back in Arx's hand.
You rely far too much on picrasma candy. It can't solve all your problems.
Tosses the candy into her mouth and chews it along with the dust from the floor.
They usually work wonders for me. Just one candy restores 50% of my vision. But in my line of work, 50% is never enough. That's why I take 2. I need my vision to be at least 100%.
She runs the candy along her tongue. That sweetness fills her mouth.
That'll do the job most of the time, but sometimes I've got an extremely challenging task. That's when I eat a 3rd candy. At that point, it's getting extremely dangerous.
She pops another candy into her mouth.
I should be able to see now.
No miracle occurs. Her eyes remain still, like a night sky with no stars.
Should I take more?
Absolutely not. The large amount of candy you've eaten is exactly why your eyes have failed you, and in such a crucial moment, no less. Excess leads to destruction. This is true for all things. You do well to learn your limits.
What?
I also had to be careful not to frighten those children too much.
The maid seems to relieve some fond memories, a satisfied look on her pale face.
You've always put your faith in these candies, haven't you? 1 candy, 50% recovery. 2 candies, 100%. 3 candies, and you can tackle even the most insurmountable problem. Oh, how dependable they are. Just like the venerable Argus, who succeeds in any job she takes on.
She chuckles.
It's precisely your excessive confidence in these candies that has led to your marvelous destruction. Just as the people's trust in you as a mercenary has led you to this bottomless abyss. Oh, you poor thing. And of course, they'd never have imagined this. Argus, the mercenary named after the 100-eyed, all-seeing giant, is in fact a blind fool.
Once I know,
Who the hell
I trust
are
this
you?
spooky lady. She fires in the direction of her voice, the gunshot ringing in their ears. The bullet pierced the wall with a strange wail echoes through the halls of the motel.
Damn it! Damn it!
Missed me.
She digs her fingers into her hand as she tries to control her trembling. Steps forward, pushing her chest against the barrel of the gun.
There you go. Now there's no way you can miss. But do you have the guts to pull the trigger?
She tilts her head slightly, smiling.
The decision's yours to make. But once I'm dead, you'll never find room 707. Barbara, Kayla, everything you're looking for is all in that room, isn't it?
Don't you dare say her name with that filthy mouth!
But why? Miss Kayla's such a lovely guest. I very much enjoyed her company.
Maid looks at her mercenary face with interest as it twists in rage.
Enough. You and I need to have a serious talk.
Oh, there's no need for that. Actually, my baby's eager to meet you.
Your baby?
She looks at the bundle of swaddling cloth in the maid's arms.
Yes. In fact, the baby is the master of this motel.
The pilot's Lilia.
I think the two of you ought to meet each other first. Here, hold it.
She places it in her arms. The bundle is much lighter than she expected. Not the weight of a child.
This is...
Tuesday stands on top. She sees the carpet beneath her transformation into a quagmire. Tuesday stands on the top of the mud, smiling at her.
Burden! Burden!
Mercenary shouts are dulled, as if she's been plunged underwater. She hears hurried footsteps approaching from a distance and feels the once light bundle become as heavy as lead. Something engulfs her ankles, pulling her down, down, down into a world of endless darkness.
Let go of it, Burden!
Emerald flame struggles to light up as the mercenary lying on the ground tightly grabs her hand.
I ain't letting our deal end this way. Not while I draw breath.
Argus!
I do not know any Spanish. Unfortunately. Maid presses her foot against Argus's fingers and steps down. Argus screams in pain.
Don't you interrupt them. There's no need to worry, Miss Burton. I've done this countless times. Now, allow me to peer into your dreams.
English, I do only speak English. Sorry, don't worry about it. Put on the road. The road ahead is long. Try not to let it soak your shoes. I'm doing good. The same goes for you. Sound of the world fades into total silence. When she hears her eyes open again, there's nothing but darkness.
Where am I?
A cool drop of water falls on her nose.
Is that rain? I can catch anything with a toss.
Burton, that's why you gathered us here, right?
You shouldn't be here.
You understand what we desire most, right, Burton?
Falling rain surrounds them. The children watch curiously.
Burton, we made it, right?
But why is it still raining?
Where are we,
Don't be such a baby, Isabella.
Good question.
Haven't you seen rain before?
Children reach out as they try to catch the raindrops in their hands.
No!
This is Reverse 1999, and it is, in fact, a spooky event.
Are you afraid of children? Or rain?
Familiar voice echoes in the darkness.
No, I'm not afraid of them. Rain is common. It's always falling somewhere in the world. It's merely an ordinary weather phenomenon.
Maid snaps her fingers. The raindrops halt and start to flow upward.
This is the kind of rain you're afraid of, isn't it? I've never seen rain fall upwards. Is this some creation of your imagination? Still, I don't see why you'd be afraid of rain falling in reverse. Would you care to enlighten me
dear child.
Miss Tuesday, please. Stop trying to get in my head and tell me where Argus is.
It'll be fine. Maid ignores her and steps closer.
Before I met you, I never thought that a person without fear could exist in the world. I've never once guessed someone's fear incorrectly either. You really are something else.
You didn't guess incorrectly. These reversed
Okay,
raindrops have brought utter chaos to the world, pulverizing people under the crushing wheel of time. You should be thankful you've never seen it.
Are those wings? Yes.
But it can't stop us anymore. Because the umbrella's here.
She opens up the umbrella.
At least now, when the storm comes, I can hold up the umbrella and protect my companions. And although this ability has come too late for some, we still have a future to protect. Why are you so obsessed with people's fears? Your hands have been trembling with excitement this whole time.
The maid clasped her hands in her chin, her face flushed like a blooming flower.
So I wasn't wrong at all. Why waste your time with that mercenary? She may look tough, but she's hollow inside. Have you ever eaten a macadamia nut? Crack the hard shell, and you'll find the
wings of
delicious
those.
center. Who could resist the
Wings,
soft
although
texture
I do kind of
and
need
rich
to make like
flavor
or something where they're
of fear?
smaller. This kind of
Miss
black
Tuesday,
slats.
this has to end. You are the one pulling the strings here, aren't you?
Maid blushes as she twirls her skirt with one hand.
Oh, what an astounding accusation. But oh, do I feel so gratified. I've never felt so satiated in my entire life. Oh, you're the only one who's ever seen through me. How exhilarating.
I should have a version without
However,
wings somewhere. Just
Your
find where I put it.
accusation missed the mark.
She stretches out her hands. They look especially pure under the
You
rain.
see, my hands, they're immaculate. Never once tainted by a single drop of blood. I take great pride in it. You see, I barely do anything to make
right now I
people's
can-
fears arise.
Just shrink myself a little. There. Good enough for now. Her hands tremble with excitement.
I would never injure anyone. Fear created through physical harm is its crudest and most base form. What I crave is the fear that lingers in their hearts forever.
What is happening? I have no idea. Maid's cheeks flush with a faint
The kind
pink.
of fear that, even years later, when they recount their experiences here to their friends and families, a seed of fear is planted in the listeners' hearts. I instill fear in my guests, and they become my beloved children.
In the rain, her fingers tremble uncontrollably, and a beautiful smile spreads across her wet face.
Where is she? Where's Argus?
Well, I suppose she's experiencing her own fears right now. Under that hard mercenary exterior, she's tormented by them. Can you imagine that?
Sorry, Miss Tuesday. but I'm not interested in this vile obsession of yours.
The one with the umbrella walks deeper into the darkness. Random ninth dimension. Her name is Tuesday, yes. Sound of birds chirping fills the air. Argus is back home on those familiar plains.
This is...
She stands in the field, nothing but the wind and her rustling grass before her.
Howdy, Argus. Long time no see. We thought you'd never come back.
Mr. Dennis? Why are you here?
That all about?
Oh boy, you listening to yourself? Why wouldn't I be here?
From what I understand, Tuesday's doing something with fears. It's kind of like her own arcane skill. Just make people afraid.
It's my daughter's wedding day.
Huh?
Someone die?
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, but that was a while ago. Finally catches on.
You really shouldn't be here. Don't you remember? 3 years ago, your daughter ran away from home. She left a letter and then went with Mr. Schaefer to a city in the northeast. Detroit, I think? I don't quite remember.
Oh, come on. Quit fooling around.
From what I gather, this is just a hallucination.
After 3 months of searching, I found her. But she refused to come back with me. So you went to Detroit yourself. And then you...
Dennis died in Detroit while looking for his daughter. At least that's what she remembers. How can that be? He's right here, standing in front of her.
In any case, I'm sorry I couldn't bring her back.
What are you talking about, Argus? You must be tired from working on all those requests that the townsfolk have pushed upon you. I've told them so many times to go easy on you. That said, I have a request for you myself.
Usually this game isn't this spooky, but just this event is horror themed.
What is it? Did you lose some livestock, or...?
Houndsman winks and hands her an invitation.
Come to Alice's wedding. We've prepared plenty of food and beer, and we've got the chapel choir together. Don't miss out, Missy.
Sorry. I won't be there.
Why?
Why, Argus?
I need to deliver a letter to Mrs. Mary's husband. She can't go herself because of her bad legs, you see.
Hey, August, I didn't ask you to deliver any letters.
Mrs. Mary, didn't you...
Mary passed away in 1989. Argus saw her coffin being lowered into the ground. Another person declared dead is now standing before her, smiling brightly.
You're still alive?
What kind of nonsense are you spouting? You really ought to take a proper rest. Today is Alice's big day. We should all be at her wedding, don't you think? Oh, my sweet child, why are your hands shaking? Are you afraid? Why? Are you afraid of their happiness? Or are you afraid of your failure?
I'm not a failure.
Thank you.
Oh, my
Well,
sweet
I hope to see
child.
you again when I'm not playing the spooky
Argus,
event.
got a message to send? Go get Argus, your trusted friend.
August, got a cheeky pussycat. Go get August.
See you. Well, thank you for dropping by. Foreign voice echoes to the mouths of surround her.
Who's there?
Her surroundings receded like a tide, leaving only a girl in white standing before her. Wrapped in a half-soiled birth cloth, a lamb lies at her feet. The girl's hands are covered in blood and amniotic fluid. Her smile is pure as a dove.
Kayla. You haven't forgotten me, have you?
Kayla.
For now, this game
It's
has
getting dark.
incredible storytelling.
We should take them back. Ain't no way they'll make it through the night out here with their mama hurt. And you can't see a thing at night.
Yeah, we need to go back now. Can't delay any longer. What?
Hold on a moment.
The lamb bleats.
What are you doing?
There.
She kneels down and gently strokes the lamb's neck. The lamb bows its head and licks her fingertips. They're still wet with the amniotic fluid. Kayla smiles and tightens the grip around the lamb's neck. Lets out a piercing cry, sending a distant flock of birds in the air. The cry becomes weaker, more strangled, then silent as its life is squeezed out of its body.
Isn't it better to die a quick death than end up in the belly of a wolf?
You've got no right to make that decision. No living thing is born to simply die. It could have stood up. It could have survived.
The girl gets to her feet.
We can go now.
No, don't go.
Girl smiles. The long grass rustles against her flowing skirt in the breeze.
Oh, you've reminded me. There are 2 problems left unsolved. Those 2. Over there.
Argus looks in the distance. Dennis and Mary are standing and smiling at her.
Kill them. It would only take 2 bullets. 3 seconds max. As long as they're alive, they'll come after you just as hard as you hunt the targets of your missions. I'm sure you know that better than I do.
Why should I kill them?
Do you need a reason? Just do as we've always done. I say, and you do. No need to think about it. Isn't that what you pride yourself on? A mindless tool that blindly follows orders. That's all a mercenary needs to be. Isn't that the so-called value of a mercenary that you always talk about?
No, it ain't true.
What's with the hesitation anyway? It's not like you give a damn about other people's lives. The only reason you can't bring yourself to kill them is because you enjoy how they always praise you and depend on you.
Take my meds now, I'll be back, right?
You ain't Kayla.
Seriously? Are you saying I'm a fraud just because I don't meet your expectations of what I'm supposed to be?
The girl gives an inexplicable smile.
Fine. If you think I'm not Kayla, then why don't you kill me now? Just shoot me in the chest, and these people will treat you like a hero. They'll gather in the fields, holding torches, and chant your name.
Chris abruptly raises her gun, but her hands are shaking. The barrel is trembling.
Argus, Argus, she's spanless. Argus, Argus, she's...
Bang.
Argus. Argus.
The deepest despairing external danger. If there were a deceitful spirit eternal hallucination, we only have our own two legs to stand on.
The bullet pierces the girl's soft chest. Her blood splatters in the field, dotting the grass like a smattering. Clings to the grass, its weight causing the blades to bend.
Oh, Argus! Our great hero!
The tales of your heroic deeds will be passed down through generations.
She ain't Kayla.
Now, you're lying to yourself again. Of course she's Kayla.
It's not possible.
Do I need to show you the bullet through her heart for you to believe it, Bonehead?
Damn it!
She loads the bullet in the chamber with a crisp click.
Don't pull the trigger.
An unexpected voice comes from beside her.
Virgin?
Get all the way out here. Where did she come from?
Calm down, Argus. Remember, what you see isn't real. You're still inside the motel. At least for now.
Oh, here comes another little lady.
Excellent timing. Come join the party.
Another one of these to follow through.
This way, please. I know how to use it. You're waking. Would you care to lie down? At your service.
Shell damaged.
And off my hair.
Charging.
A simple
Loading.
arcane flick.
Faraday's miracle.
A fair game.
Such an incredibly different game.
Virgin.
Don't even have to play it.
I'm here to get you out.
So that wasn't Kayla.
She lets out a long sigh of relief.
Couldn't ask for better news than that, really.
No, it wasn't. Let's get out of here.
She reaches out her hand in invitation.
Okay.
Argus reaches out. She feels something abnormal is chasing after her. If she stops, the shadow of confusion will come and swallow her whole. This hand is her only salvation, her escape from this labyrinth, so she grasps it tightly.
She ain't Kayla.
She declares this with absolute certainty. And actually, it was just a hallucination. How many? 2 or 3 more? Motel hallway is as quiet as ever. The maid stands, smiling.
Did you see it?
It?
My baby, of course. Oh, so it didn't show up then? What a shy little pumpkin.
What is it exactly?
A supernatural being. An amalgam of urban legends. An ever-pounding heart. And a shy little baby. All under one roof. But seeing how you got out of there in one piece, I'm certain you've already earned its approval. Come on in. I'll show you the sweetest little room in the motel.
A red door appears behind her.
Don't be afraid, sweetheart. Go ahead. Open the door.
Door remains motionless.
Open it. Now.
Mercenary says nothing. She silently wipes the barrel of her gun. Fires 2 shots at the red door. The entire motel trembles violently.
That'll do it.
Before she can reload, the ground starts to shake beneath her feet. Deafening sound reverberates through the hallway. The maid's eyes widen in surprise.
Why didn't I think of that? Your eyes haven't recovered yet, have they? Such poor aim. Let me lend you a hand. Listen to Mama. I told you long ago about the consequences of disobedience. Oh, it's out of bullets. Could you help me reload? Oh, my sweet child. Can you see it? This is the beauty of fear.
Watch out!
Please, come in, my dear guest. You'll find what you seek inside.
Boss time.
Oh, were you looking for me? Here I am.
Program activated.
I can't out of this anyways. I don't need a tutorial.
What the hell is this thing?
Miss Burton, please follow my instructions. First, I need to calm my sweet baby. All the monkeys in the cages chose the mother covered in cloth. All children need to form attachments. It's a vital part of how they learn about the world. Now, go ahead and make contact using whatever method you see fit. Don't worry. I'll keep the situation under control. This is the only way it'll obey.
Ugh, you want me to touch it? How about I let my bullets do the job?
Agony is indeed a form of attachment. You'll make a good mother, Miss Argus.
You make me sick.
Oh, my apologies. My child, this way, please.
Oh, please. I know how to use it.
Loading.
A real troublemaker of a guest, aren't you?
Sentient heart.
Don't stare at it for too long.
Faraday's miracle.
This book or this one?
My child.
Charging.
Like a metaphor? To transcribe.
At your service.
Aim and shoot.
Useful? A simple arcane
You're
click.
almost ready, dear.
Loading.
Time to turn the page. Hold on, psychiatrist at work.
Knock, knock. Room service.
Eliminate target.
You can do this,
charging.
Marcus.
This way, please.
Maybe now it's easier to understand.
I, robot, child of science. Barrage.
Doesn't scare us like that.
It's for your sake.
I mean, this still takes stage 2 as well.
Careful with the pages. Oh, please. I know how to use it.
Loading.
Are we really for this one? Would you care to lie down?
It's crying in pain. Go wrap my baby in your warm embrace and put it out of its agony.
Faraday's miracle.
I can't breathe it. Please.
DPS check.
Now presenting Vincosmia. Do this,
Charging.
Marcus.
Loading.
This is exactly the honeyed comfort my baby desires most. But it can never be allowed to taste its sweetness. It'll always be dangled just out of reach. How exhilarating. Please, continue.
You must see your true self. Maybe now it's easier to understand.
Target confirmed. Eliminate target.
It's almost dead.
Or this one. Oh, please. I know how to use it. This book? Great. No mistakes. Oh, don't stare at it for too long.
Aim and shoot.
To read.
Yeah, we got an extra round.
Under attack.
You can do this,
Functioning
Marcus. This book? You can do this, Marcus.
Circuits functioning properly.
Like a metaphor?
We should buy this for them.
Maybe now it's easier to understand.
At your service.
I, robot, child of science.
Assuming to do with all of that. Then it'll play this round. Or it'll just die now.
I can inflict intoxicating pain upon it, which is precisely why I became its mother.
If you hadn't explained this earlier, I might have mistaken this for some kind of monster training show.
Look, it's calmed down. My sweet, obedient baby. You deserve a reward.
It fell asleep.
You may proceed now.
need your feedback on our session.
When I found it, it was still called Sweet Home. It was all alone, abandoned in the wilderness. The poor little thing.
So you took it in? Some unknown, growing arcane consciousness that takes the form of a motel, yet somehow also exists as a baby?
Yes.
Maid bends down, picks up the swaddled baby from the crib.
There.
But it seriously impacted the lives of the locals.
Oh, Miss Burton. They chose to come here of their own volition. I never forced them to stay.
But after leaving, some of them went mad or even committed suicide.
Well, they made those decisions themselves. Now is not the time to dwell on such trivial matters, Miss Burton. Haven't you been searching for Miss Barbara?
She points to the open door.
Don't get any bright ideas, maid.
Her eyes shines emerald again as she presses the barrel of her shotgun against Tuesday's back.
If Burden gets so much as a scratch, I'll blast your chest open. Along with your baby. Go inside, boss. I'll keep an eye on her.
Red curtains cover every inch of the room, like flesh clinging to a body. Ivory bed stands in the center.
Here you are, Miss Burton. I'm so glad. I was beginning to think I'd never regain contact with the outside world.
Miss
Get the story
Argus,
going.
you can put your gun down now.
So basically, I think that the motel is just sentient itself. It's an arcane creature, which like feeds off of fear or something. I don't know that.
I've shown my utmost sincerity, have I not?
Shut your trap.
Let's get out of here, Miss Barbara. I don't think it's the wisest choice to have this conversation while we're still inside a living thing. Argus, I need you to keep Tuesday in check until we make it out of here.
You ain't gotta tell me twice.
A beam of light shines into the window. Dawn is breaking.
I've gazed at this scenery countless times, but never have I felt as enthralled as today. But, Miss Burton, don't you think you've forgotten something?
Forgotten what?
That guest who came with you. Shortly after her arrival, she hurried off to that armament factory. She's such an impatient child. Luckily, she made her way back here. Her name's Lilia, right?
What did you do to her?
The maid laughs softly.
Relax, she's fine. She's sleeping soundly as we speak, with or without nightmares. Follow me. I'm sure she's eager to see you. This is the room.
Open it.
The maid finds the keys on her key ring, puts it in the lock and turns it. The room is empty.
Oh,
Maid frowns, her annoyance visible on her face. The owner of the suitcase stretches to the window and looks down. Lilia is sitting exhausted below. Their eyes meet.
Vertin,
there you are. Listen, those Manu scum have already wormed their way into the town. We can't go there.
You look terrible.
I couldn't sleep at all in that haunted room. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw all kinds of creepy stuff. Can you come down here, Capitan? Talking like this hurts my neck.
Okay.
Just casually jumped out the window. The second story. Yeah, just the epilogue now. She usually isn't more than like 1 or 2.
What's going on?
Outside the motel, the rising dawn paints the earth a deep orange. Lily
you
looks
okay,
confused as they
Capitan?
approach.
I'm fine. I have good news and bad news.
Don't bother with the order. Just lay it on me.
The good news is, we found Barbara. The bad news is we've got a new problem. This motel is the manifestation of a living consciousness that constantly generates urban legends and spreads fear. It might turn into a supernatural arcanist in the future. We can't let it grow here unchecked. We need the help of the Foundation to keep it under control.
Boss, my job here is done. I'm heading into town for Kayla.
There goes my dog. She looks off into the distance.
Oh, and I promised a young fella that I'd help him find his mother. I've got to go now.
How do I pay your fee?
Fee?
She laughs heartedly.
We're friends, Verdon. I don't need no payment.
She says her goodbyes and sets off to the road ahead.
All right, Capitan. Any progress on finding Erd?
The little sheep's ears twitch.
That's why you came looking for me, right? I'll ask the wind for you. It's the least I can do.
She closes her eyes.
Did she doze off?
The gentle breeze caresses her ears like an invisible thread being woven between them.
I'm listening. Oh, I heard it. The answer.
She opens her
A
eyes.
distant wind told me that Miss Erd's latest submission came from the Sao Paulo Veterans Residence. The article she submitted was an excellent piece, but Atu doesn't know anything beyond that.
Okay.
I suppose we'll all have restful sleep and sweet dreams tonight. I've collected the material I needed for the upcoming feature interview. I bet the readers will enjoy it. I'll be sure to include your name on the byline, Miss Tuesday.
Me? I don't think I contributed anything.
Quite the contrary. You played a significant role. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have realized my inner fear of losing communication with the world. First-hand experiences like this are invaluable to an editor.
Oh, with the way you put it, I almost regret letting you go.
I won't be returning. The interview's over.
She closes her little red notebook.
If all goes well, you'll be able to read about it in the next issue of Atu. I'll take my leave now.
Goodbye.
Good. I can't wait to leave this place.
We can't leave yet. I just contacted the Texas branch. Their staff is on their way here. They have to investigate this supernatural being as soon as possible.
And they'll be here soon, I presume.
I can feel their energy fluctuations of teleportation rituals. It must be them.
She turns her head to see a stranger standing before her. The girl in front of her has chestnut hair and carries a woven basket on her arm.
Looks like you guessed wrong, Capitan. I met her in town. Name's Kayla.
Kayla?
The girl smiles brightly at her.
Do you know someone called Argus?
The girl's smile becomes more gentle.
The name doesn't ring a bell. How strange. What kind of parent would name their child after a 100-eyed giant? You must have mistaken me for someone else. Kayla's a common name after all. Like Emma, Anna, or Catherine. More importantly, miss, you look...
The girl smiles once more.
Although I've never met you before, you seem familiar.
She reaches into the basket and pulls out a crumpled flower. A pale moth lands on a petal, gently fluttering its wings, scales shimmering in the moonlight.
I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
The girl tucks the flower under her arm.
Are you a guest at this motel?
The girl nods.
What happened here?
The St. Pavlov Foundation has taken over. I suggest you find alternative accommodation, given the dangerous incidents that have occurred here.
What should I do? All my things are still inside.
The Foundation staff will take care of it for you later. You can trust them.
Can't I just go and get my things now?
I would advise you to wait until the Foundation staff arrive.
Oh, I can look after myself. No need to worry about me, miss.
The girl winks and pushes open the motel door, promptly disappearing from their view.
That girl.
Lilia breaks her long silence.
What about her?
Never mind. It's probably nothing.
The light from a teleportation disc flickers nearby.
Apologies for our delayed arrival, Miss Verton. We'd been unable to locate the motel until about 10 minutes ago. It's as if something was deliberately interfering with our sense of direction.
While the Foundation staff is busy assessing the situation, faint sound echoes from the depths of the motel.
Oh.
The door suddenly swings open. Pale, trash-covered corpse is thrown out of it.
Once again, it insisted on eating garbage off the floor. Is every child this stubborn?
It's Stefan, a Xeno officer.
Stefan. Sounds familiar.
The staff member flips through his records, quickly finding the information he's looking for.
The records show he was a high-ranking Xeno officer who went missing after the vacuum bomb footage leaked. Xeno issued a staggering bounty on him. I guess whatever he did really angered Admiral Igor. Who would have thought he'd be hiding in this little motel in the middle of nowhere?
Obviously, luck wasn't on his side.
All right, Miss Verton. We'll take over from here.
maid remains calm, gently patting the bundle in her arms.
After the branch completes its procedures, you'll be sent to the headquarters for a more thorough assessment.
Will you return my baby to me?
It's too early to discuss that. Let's go, Lilia.
She picks up the suitcase.
We must report back to Madame Z about Erd.
Probably one more.
Oh dear. It seems a lot transpired while I was away.
After a moment's thought, she dials the number on her phone. A few rings later, the call is answered.
Miss Grace, I thought you'd forgotten me. I've been exposed.
As expected, the voice on the other end is relentless,
Kimberly,
restless.
care to tell me what happened in this motel? There's blood and brains splattered in the hallway. Who died and how?
It was that Xeno madman. He shot himself in the head. But I still haven't managed to destroy the ritual sigils under his bed. And I couldn't find the...
She sighs.
Now that our base of operations has been exposed, we'll have to take away everything related to the ritual and leave. The Foundation's rats will thoroughly search this place soon.
The last thing I need right now is to deal with them.
There's a brief and unusual silence on the other end of the line.
And, could you tell me more about this Burton?
There's a hint of anxiety in her voice.
I might have had a slip of the tongue when she confronted me earlier. How good is her memory?
Fret not, Kimberly. People rarely pay attention to things that don't directly involve them.
She smiles faintly.
But I do look forward to seeing her again.
Several days later.
We're just here to have a conversation, Ms. Tuesday. Relax.
I found it in the wilderness.
You mean the motel with arcane powers? Just to confirm, the base form of this arcane consciousness is a heart-shaped fetus, correct?
Yes.
It's about as intelligent as a one-year-old human, and it lacks the ability to deliberately plan or cause the incidents in the motel. Meanwhile, it sees you as its mother, displaying remarkable trust and dependence on you. Therefore, we believe you were a major contributor to these incidents, or rather, the one who pulled the strings. You may not have acted with evil intent, but your actions have caused many residents in Chisos to suffer mental breakdowns. They were seeking some form of relief from their mental anguish, which provided the perfect opportunity for the Manus to entrench themselves so deeply in this town. Isn't that so, Miss Tuesday?
Well, I've never been to that town. And even if it is, as you say, they made their choices, didn't they?
I see.
She scribbles down the information on her clipboard.
The timekeeper just reported another crucial piece of information to the Foundation. Were there any activities going on in the motel undertaken by the self-proclaimed followers of the Order of Enlightenment?
Oh, there indeed were. They left not long ago. I still remember their faces.
What did they do at the motel?
They scribbled on the floor and made strange noises. Oh, I remember now. Whatever it was they were trying to do, it was a total failure. One poor girl became trapped inside their mirror. She never stopped trying to escape. The mirror would make banging noises all night long.
We didn't find anyone trapped in a mirror during our search.
Well, that's sad, I suppose.
Her expression remains calm as always.
If you knew they were from a dangerous arcanist organization, why didn't you report them to the Foundation?
Why would I?
She licks her lips.
Fear doesn't frighten me. No, quite the contrary. It excites me. I would embrace fear any day of the week.
The end. Power just went out. And the story's done now. There's also the anecdotes. Although I probably won't stream that as I don't want to read all of it. It tends to not be voiced.
Back in town, everyone would be busy on a bright day like this. The harvester was rolling.
I'm gonna try to commit to streaming all like main story stuff. I'll do it eventually. Probably.
Now, should I put the playhouse near those books? No.
Yeah, I'm going to try to commit to streaming all the new story stuff in this game. So next will probably be in about 2 months. It's usually about how long they go. In college before I finish that. Probably. I have issues. Took longer than I was expecting. Like 2.5 hours. I can switch GD for now.
Patience is a virtue. Always has been.
Like half an hour before I fall asleep. Just switch this one. I switch games. I am far too tired to actually do building though, so I'll just like do level requests for this like half an hour or so. If it has the easy thing, then I will. You copy and paste that correctly. I need to change Twitch category real fast. Or I forget. Right. Is it one of these? If it's one of those, then I will, but... I don't really want to go through YouTube right now. It's already taking forever anyways. Forgot about your start positions. So bad at the wave. Yeah, I'm not reading those lyrics. There we go. I'm so good at the wave. Certainly some interesting lyrics appearing. Cool ending. Incredible ending. Things get worse, oh no. Have made a solid 0 progress on anything, building-wise. Probably won't be able to do Requiem on stream. Can try again, but I don't think my frames are gonna like this. FPS counter. Yeah, tipping a solid 30 frames is not good. Especially in the easy part of the level. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to play this losing half my frames. It's really bad. So bad at duels. Well, first try and correct my mind. I'm incredible at duels. managed to go under the gameplay. I am incredibly talented. It's different today. Yeah, I didn't bother changing YouTube stuff. Rate this collab like 8 out of 10, I guess. I'm not really the person to ask for gameplay stuff though. Wait, hold on. Here, still reverse 1999. It's close enough. My game stops lagging. Level dedicated scary woman. I mean, I'll probably just like redo this. Because right now this covers events up to like 2.1, but or I can just like do one level for a main story, and then another for the side stories. Why can I never see the gameplay? Memory level. Why do you have normal gameplay? Don't worry about it.
幸せを知っているのに不幸なふりやめられないね。アンチに負けず賢者にこびずと。
それでも私はこのカオスをオタクと歩む。ここにしかない光景を見つけに行くから。あんなに恐ろしい乱れたインターネットからこの雪みたいに美しい毒電波が来たんだよ。
カウンセリングを受けたの。
それでも
You really actually need to make progress on levels instead of having like 30. Random half-finished projects. Mewtwo TF2 maps.
This cube cured my mortality. All the people here who bought this wireless tungsten cube to admire its surreal heft have precisely the wrong mindset. I, in my exalted wisdom and unbridled ambition, bought this cube to become fully accustomed to the intensity of its density, to make its weight bearable, and in fact normal to me, so that all the world around me may fade into a fluffy arena of gravitational inconsequence. And it has worked. To profound success. I have carried the tungsten with me, have grown attached to the downward pull of its small form, its desire to be one with the floor. This force has become so normal to me that lifting any other object now feels like lifting cotton candy or a fluffy pillow. Big, burly, manly men who pump iron now seem to me as little children who raise mere aluminium. I can hardly remember the days before I became a man of tungsten.
Aren't tungsten cubes like hundreds of dollars? They can be. They are the densest of all affordable materials.
I laugh at the Philistines who still operate in a world devoid of tungsten, their shoulders thin and unempowered by the experience of bearing tungsten. Ha! What fools! Blissful in their ignorance, anesthetized by their lack of meaningful struggle, devoid of passion. Nietzsche once said that a man who has a why can bear almost any how, but a man who has a tungsten cube can bear any object less dense, and all this talk of why and how becomes unnecessary. Schopenhauer once said that every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. Tungsten expands the limits of a man's field of vision by showing him an example of increased density, in comparison to which the everyday objects to which he was
formerly accustomed gain a light and air equality. Who can lament the tragedy of life when surrounded by such
I'll also finish this eventually.
Have you yet understood? This is no ordinary metal. In this metal is the alchemical potential to transform your world by transforming your expectations. Those who have not yet held the cube in their hands and mouths will not understand, for they still live in a world of normal density, like Plato's cave dwellers. Those who have opened their minds to the density of tungsten will shift their expectations of weight and density accordingly. To give this cube a rating of anything less than 5 stars would be to condemn life itself. Who am I, as a
Hold on. Yeah, this is also technically reverse 1999. Still reverse 1999. Interest. I don't know, I'm in practice with no clip. I'm so good at this game.
Where shall I live, my lord? Can you feel me? Oh, how can this world be and the crazy storm is coming now? Verdad, who can survive, my lord? I can taste or
Wonder how many frames I can lose on this. All of them. A solid 100 frames gone. I had better frames in 2.1. Yeah, I don't know what happened or if it's like specifically my computer. But like you can go back to old 3D streams where I was playing Requiem. I had better frames than this. I don't know what 2.2 did, like specifically my computer. 2.2 like destroyed my computer specifically. Love not having frames. A different gacha game, but close enough. Can you help me with your math homework? Probably not. More or less depends on what it is, though. Yeah, it's been years since I've done any of that. I do not remember any of it. Also despise trigonometry. Yeah, solid 30 frames. When I beat this level myself in 2.1, I was keeping consistent 144. Now it gives me like 20. I feel like something changed with how it renders moving objects or something. The class now. I also need to end stream anyways. Been 3.5 hours. No, just 3 hours. Yeah. Yeah, 3 hours. I'm tired and hungry. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end here. Should I finish the femboy level? Why not? Yeah. And then I'll start streaming the reverse 1999 stories. Be like every 2 months. And then I think the next one is like actual main story, but thank you all for watching. Oh yes.